Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the channel, and welcome to Knowles Tarot, and welcome to, I guess this will be, I didn't decide which reading it would be. This is so unplanned, but let's just say welcome to your reading. You'll see by the title and what kind of reading it'll be when we get into it, and I'll timestamp if need be. Because need might be. This was so unplanned. I was literally, I say long story short, going to chill with some friends and then got stranded. And it's crazy because this is like almost, I'll spiel a little bit because I have to. I got to get it off my chest. That's what this channel is kind of for, plus the tarot. So hopefully you guys receive something from the tarot as well. Timestamp will definitely be below. And I'm sorry for filming like this. It's not a regular style for video. This is very different for the channel. I'm always like, I need a sacred space. But now I'm literally just walking around talking, so it's kind of awkward. But anyways, it's for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, like this. And there's so much I'm trying to remember all the information. Like, 'cause I'm so pissed. The fire is like heating up the air, and like I guess when you heat up air, it like turns into like hot steam or whatever. So literally, it's like a sauna. So like literally everything is like leaving my body. I'm so pissed. Anyways, yeah. So I'll say long story short. I made a mention that this would be something I would like make this. I would talk about. I would literally probably tell this whole story on my main channel to edit it and make it funny. So that's probably a call. Go check out my main channel. I'll link it below for anyone who's watching. I appreciate that. I have some content on there from when I was like young, so it's probably gonna be funny, especially with this nostalgic energy I'm feeling. So there's a good side. I definitely feel compelled to come to this reason, not just to rant about my problems, but because I feel like there's a reason to it. But I was saying, oh yeah, okay, so I was invited over, smoke with a couple of friends. I'll say long story short, go do a little 420, a little shwade and enjoy and chilling, right? And so I get there, and there's only one person there who's like a friend of the friend, right? Not even the friend. Friend wasn't there. And a friend of the friend who was apparently waiting on the ride, but I didn't know that because he said, oh no, he said he only spoke Spanish, but something in my purple color intuition, my regular returners, that purple means something in my third eye told me that he did not only speak Spanish. He did text me in English a little bit, but I mean, who knows? I'm not gonna judge. Basically, I felt like he was just trying to get rid of me. He didn't want to smoke with me because he wasn't my friend. He didn't know me. I don't know, something like that. But I was trying to text my friend, he wouldn't respond. It was a whole mess. But the funny thing about it is that, okay, so like he because I wasn't able to take it over there on my own, and I was waiting for my friend to come get me. So he's like, I'll get you a lift. I'll bring you over. So okay, cool. 2024, the Ubers and Lyfts, the modern day. And I was like, chill. I was like, all right, cool. And then I get there, and immediately, not even no second of talking, and he's like, oh, hola, and then after that he was just like, no, I don't want any like interaction with you. It was so weird. So literally I'm like sitting there waiting for some reply, something, and he's just sighing, walking around. So the fire in me had to move Beyonce. So I literally left, and I was like, I don't know where this freaking car dropped me off at, because I was hoping to go to my friend's house, but apparently the address was wrong. There was so much going on, and I couldn't respond or tell him because he only spoke Spanish. I can believe that, but also part of me doesn't, so I'll let both of them live. Anyways, the point of this all is that, the point of it all, and Anthony Hamilton, the point of this is that, what am I trying to say? There's an energy of that stopping and slowing down to catch your energy and breath, but the point of that is when I got like stranded and whatnot, I was like, oh shoot, I guess I'll just have to freaking walk home from wherever the hell I am. And I'm a biker, I'm a walker, I'm all about the movement, cardio. I'm okay with it. So that was fine. It was cool. Sorry if the mic bumps and anything. I had a bunch of shit, but I was like, yeah, I'm fine with it. And so I like this interaction. It's like we're FaceTiming, so I don't feel so weird. I'm gonna call these the FaceTime Tarot when I'm out in public and living. But anyway, I like naming my tarot so that it gives them some sort of something. Otherwise, it's just me talking to my phone and showing you guys cards. which is that still. I'm getting on tangent, y'all. Timestamp, y'all know. I'm so sorry. Even, you're probably listening to this. If you are, if you're hearing this, you're literally listening to this. So that's stupid. I'm so silly, literally so upset that I can't even think sometimes. But anyways, when I got dropped off, the point of what I was saying is that I didn't realize where I got dropped off, because I was like, what the freak? And I looked around and I actually realized it was a lot closer to home than I realized. So I was like, oh shit, yeah, I can walk this bitch. I can walk this for sure. I can walk this sleep. I can walk this to sleep and I'm fine. But what I didn't realize also is that it was close, not even to the home I live at now, but not an older home. It was my last home actually. And it was like, honestly, the place I literally would call home the most. And funny enough, it's not even a family home. It is a family home. It's a home me and my sister owned, or that my sister owned, really. Her and her partner at the time. And so now I have, because I was so close to it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna run through it. Not randomly, but also like, well, yes, randomly, but also because there was this air of familiarity. Like, and I was doing a reading before this. I think I was reading once or twice before this. I can't remember. It was a What's the Vibe, and it was basically about I didn't explain the cards we'd be using in the beginning. I hope y'all stick around for that. It's Prism Oracle and the Lenormand. Excuse me. But yeah, there was something where it was like retracing your steps, revisit something, return. It was always these Reese's Puffs. I don't know. That's like a childhood cereal for me. It was a cereal I couldn't get because it was too sugary. And you know, she's right on that. Sugary ass cereal. Still good though. But anyways, yeah, we were talking a lot about doing that. I told a story that was before the reading. It had nothing to do with the reading at all. It was just a story of something that just happened, and it tied into the reading somehow. And in that reading, what I had to do was like, well, initially what I was doing was retrace my steps, looking for something. So there could be this energy too, like of looking for something. You know, if you're returning to a familiar place, you're looking for something. You're trying to, you know, either engage in that energy for like a response, or like, you know, why am I thinking, if you've seen Frozen 2, how do I always bring up Frozen? You know, it's not a bad movie franchise. It actually does pretty well. But in Frozen 2, which, yeah, of course I've seen it. I watch it all the time. I'm trying to think. My niece loves it, so it's kind of a win-win. In Frozen 2, the start of it, she's basically like following some voice that she hears. Is like supposed to be like, you know, her inner magic that's supposed to be like expanding, I guess. Like she's already magical, but like she can do more or something. And so that's calling to her. That's the song of like what was that song? Trying to think of that song's name. Why? I hate when I can't remember a song's name. Now I'm thinking how far I'll go from Moana. I've never seen Moana, but that's not the song I'm thinking of. It has that energy though, of like, follow me out to the sea. Follow me. I'm familiar, but I'm not. You can't touch me. You can't grasp me, but you can feel me. It's something like that, like an energy, you know. So, in all that, I was like, you know, I literally first actually, I came from Walmart. I got a Pop-Tart. That's good to know because I forgot about that. I got a Pop-Tart. I was fucking hungry. Or a box of Pop-Tarts. I was just another childhood energy, like a little childhood snack. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I'm about to walk home. So I left the Walmart and I headed home. And then I turned around. I was like, hold up. I remember this little back path that goes into the neighborhood. And I was like, let me just go slide through that and walk through the neighborhood to visit that familiar place. Let me do something I was talking about in a stupid reading. I was like, you know, this is going to be stupid. It's going to be random. Yeah, they're probably going to be like, what the... Like, I don't know. I was just thinking everything. I was like... There'd be 99 reasons why this would be stupid. Why I could tell you logically, right? But sometimes, even with 99 logical reasons, there's still that heart that's like, hey, there's something there. And like when you follow that, then you get like fucking 1,000 like gifts back in return. It's crazy how it's like the return balance is crazy. And it's insane. It's like, it's weird. It's like it's just one little tiny step and the universe gives a bunch. And sometimes you give a bunch and the universe only gives you a tiny step. It's like, it's very like, it can seem unfair, but at the same time you have to think of the value of everything separately and put together sometimes in different variable situations. That's a lot of saying, but you know what I'm saying? It's like things differentiate different times. have different values. Things mean different things in different seasons for different reasons. Know what I'm saying? I hope, because sometimes I don't. Anyways, I say all that to say, visiting from many places, I was taking a walk, and I was taking the long way, but I talked so much it didn't even matter because I still wasn't prepared. But I'm coming up to our old apartment, which is fun. I visit this place all the time because, I mean, like, there's a park here that sometimes my niece can go to, and I'm literally walking through the grass. Oh, and this is where I had my dog, if you guys remember Libra. On the channel. I don't know if you've been there. If you've been here this long when Libra was on the channel, that I appreciate you, because that's freaking root. But my Yorkie Terrier, she used to run through these fields. I don't know if you can see. I'll go ahead and like show you the freaking. I don't know if you see this freaking park. And hey, this is the little apartment cove. Oh yeah. Oh, little plants. So cool. Whose are those? I want them. Wow, who's growing this? I won't touch that. It just looks cool. Trash always. Nope. That was really interesting. I just realized when I was doing that sentence, I did like the hello. Make sure you're good. It was the reason who passed me was I guess I can talk low because the mic is here. Anyway, which is like an official like an officer, so I didn't want to like seem weird or whatever. So I was like, I did the thing with you guys, and it's on camera, so I can't freaking lie what I said. I said hello. So you guys got me doing my like fake phone thing. Anyways, past that, visiting from the place, I went to visit this freaking place. I just took a walk through it, and I remember walking through it. But then I also took a walk to the apartment, which is nice because the apartment's my favorite. And I saw the park, which is also a really nice place because I told you my dog, we used to run through the yard, and that was really fun. I think I have videos of that. I might post them to the channel just so you guys see what I'm talking about. But literally the very first video on the channel was here. So I mean, like, that's stupid, right? But at the same time, that's really cool because if I don't know, I could have still been making videos of the channel. Even without this place, I would have probably made them, somewhere. But I don't know, the mix of it all together, probably of what was happening when I was here, what I was experiencing, and what that transformation did to me to make me want to even do this in the first place. That's what I'm saying. It's just like all the pieces together was so random, and I enjoyed what I was doing, and I knew kind of what could come of making tarot on YouTube or whatever not, or like talking about esoteric things in general, right? Well, I didn't realize what it would mean to me today. Like I understand, and that's because I didn't have a definition for the feeling, which I'll talk about a little bit. I didn't have a color for it. I couldn't define. I was aware of it. I couldn't define it specifically, I probably still can't. The feeling is so large, but it's I love the fact that even if you never say a word, or even to the other extreme, if you say every word, I love all of it. The fact is that you're here and that we're connecting about this in general. I don't know. That's what I find very cool. I don't even know if I said that right. I'm still trying to find the words. I'm thinking of Amber Mark. That's one of her melodies. But what song is that from? On and On. Oh yeah, that's why. Amber Mark, literally, she's one of my ancestor soul guides because she brought me back to what I was trying to talk about. On and On. That song I was listening to a little bit because of what happened with that freaking fiasco earlier. And I was like, all right, I'll just keep moving on and on. Good album. But then literally, actually, song of the day for one of the last readings was Most Men, because literally and this could be most men, most women, most people in your life. The song's basically just about anyone who's trifling, who's not about their words, who's just empty air, low fire, dry water, just they present as the element, but they really don't stand up to it. Not that I think water's wet. I still have a conflict with that. I think I need to search that. But yeah. No, I'm actually feeling quite comfortable. And it's weird too because yeah, I don't know. This is probably the last thing I'll say before I get into the reading, because this is not too bad timing. The other reading I did, I think the example I used was about freaking 40 something minutes. Y'all are gonna have fun with that one. I might post this earlier so that you guys are curious about what it's about. Curioso. Why am I thinking curioso? Because I'm thinking of Spanish. I'm so pissed. That's why. And he said he didn't speak Spanish. And you know what? I speak some Spanish. And what I was speaking was comprehensible enough. And I don't know why that nigga did not understand me. Anyways. The nigga did not contendiendo. I'm saying it wrong now because I literally, like I've said, my speech is fucked up because I'm pissed. So I'm cursing more. I'm sorry. Anyways, let me go ahead and literally bring my soul back down so I can be okay. Use the fire wisely. Yeah. So the example with familiar places. No, I was talking about the on and most men. Yeah, just so there's an energy of that, of like having to keep moving on and not moving on, but like just keep moving forward in like your own right. But then also a sense of like, what'd I say? We might take a seat at the bench for a second while I continue this thought. Those chairs are cute. I wonder if Grandma's still here. Oh, she probably is. I want to say hi about the interaction. It's like our house grandma. I don't want to leave my phone number for her. I'll figure it out. I'll probably leave her a note before I head out. I could do it now, but I don't want to interrupt the reading flow a little bit, because then I'll take time. Our apartment. Oh, what did they do to the door? Clean that up, babe. What the freak? Let me just walk away for her. Because fire, Queen of Wands energy, I'm not looking to attract nothing but good vibrations. Yeah. I'm going to sit this bench so I can collect the last bits of my thoughts before I continue this reading, because it'll be easy to do a reading while sitting down, because I actually have the definitions, in the cards. But me just speaking, I feel like I'm just like flitting like Tinkerbell. So anyways, what's that meme with the guy who's like saying a bunch of stuff and he's like, do your society do the Tinkerbell? I'll post it when I find it. It's really funny. But yeah, let me think. I'll go around so I can think. God, I wish you guys could talk to me. I need to do a live so y'all can talk to me, help me remember things. Comment if you want a live, because I'll do it. I mean, you don't have to comment. I'll definitely still do it. But I'm just curious to know who would actually enjoy something like that. That's like my logical brain. Personally, I'm probably still gonna do it. Excuse me. Sitting at the bench. I love this park. Oi! Oh, I forgot about my freaking Pop-Tart. Oh, is there something on my back? Yeah, the freaking bag. The mic is still plugged in. I'm so sorry. Mess up the mic, because if it did, and I'll be pissed. And this is not the day to be pissed, because I'm already pissed. Anyways, I'm thinking of the last thing we were talking about was the fact that he didn't speak English. Then On, and then Most Men by Amber Mark, which is talking about on and on, keep moving on. And then Most Men was like, not all people, but there is a heavy balance where a lot of people just don't know how to communicate, don't know how to express themselves. I'm thinking Most Men was like trying to think what Most Men. Hi. Most Men. Hi, good morning. Trying to think. Most Men. Where's Most Men? I think of lyrics from that song. Or anything down from that song? For some reason. Thank you, Car. I did write something from that song. Where did I write it? Oh, also Dark Side showing up. Dark Side by Amber Mark. Dark Side gets a little brighter. What did I write? Throw that man right into the past? Yeah, because moving on, right? Moving forward, you put someone into the past. Well, what's going on over there? I just want to collect the end of that thought. Dark Side gets a little brighter, right? Because when you're moving on, you're moving forward, sometimes it's dark, physically darker. You don't see the path that's there for you. So the Dark Side gets a little brighter. It's like, the Dark Side it does get brighter, but it's like, it's almost like in a moving sense. So like, if you're standing in one spot, it'll be dark. It's almost like the light and the dark are fixed in that sense, where you have to move towards it. And my watch is dying. Let me fix something. One sec. Oh, my hood is stuck. That's so embarrassing. My hood is stuck. My hood as a neighborhood. There. Couple connections. Let me fix this freaking setup so I can pull the cards and continue and not be my grandfather and take 3 years for everything. Okay. I think he's a Taurus. Don't it make sense? So is my brother. My family is just Earth. Okay. Trying to not stop the recording. Okay. Also, Pop-Tart. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Yep. Hi. Oh, so cute. Remembering the last point. Dark Side. Those 3 songs, yeah. I will say in the other reading there was an energy of comfort, and in that card it has those 3 little budding flowers, like there's 3 things that are blossoming, budding, and so it gives me like a connection energy, like even like 3 siblings. Like I have 2 other siblings, so it's 3 of us. So that's my initial example that I can think of on my brain. So in that sense, hopefully the mic's okay. Oh, I must have bumped it taking all this off. In that sense, something's budding, a connection, a relationship, a family, a new birth to something, all right? And then it's like a rebirth, maybe like renewing your vows. But I got those 3 songs. They were Most Men, it was first On and On, Most Men, and The Dark Side. And the only thing I can think of, because there's like, when stuff like this happens, a million things come to my brain, but then sometimes one of them stands out like it's almost like a color. Right, it's like there's a bunch of them, but sometimes one of them stands out for a specific reason. One of these thoughts stood out. Maybe it's just specific for the energy right now, so it's not the whole message of it. But when I see it, I saw it alphabetically in my brain. So Most Men came first. Sorry, On and On came first. So that's an O. Most Men. It's funny. On and On are 2 O's and Most Men's 2 M's. So O and M could be important. Maybe someone's name starts with O or starts with an M. But in that sense, O and the alphabet comes after M, so it's like it's O letter and then M comes before it. So it's like you were at that O level, and I don't even want to think of the numbers right now, but you're at that O level. Instead of going forward in something, you went back, right? So you went back, it was almost like you revisited, right? You revisited, but because of what that was, now I'm seeing 2 other options where because of what that was, then that M goes back to the Dark Side, which is the D. And that is that's way back before the letter M. So it's like, or at the same time, what I initially thought was that it's like it can come after. It's like after you complete a cycle, you're going into a new one. Even D being the Emperor, number 4 in the alphabet. It's like you complete a cycle and you're even continuing to move forward. So it's just I'll make sure I don't want to pause it, but the brightness. In that sense, it's just like you could complete a cycle and move forward even stronger, with better control, with higher I think, yeah, so like a brighter light. The dark side gets a little brighter. Literally, the screen got brighter when I said that. That's really freaking hilarious. Excuse the Pop-Tart sound. So I can eat this, but I hope that's okay. And also, speaking of Amber Mark and dark side, she's a Capricorn, that whole dark energy. This isn't my normal tarot video, so if you're catching this for the first time, I'm sorry. But also, I feel like I think I was supposed to join this channel before. Basically, what I'm saying is I got my weed pen and other items in my pocket. And if I do hit any of them, I hope it's okay. I might just do the camera like this. No, I'm kidding. But I like, you know, it's not that I care about my appearance. In a sense, I just that I don't want to like not offend anyone. It's not even like service level offend anyone, or like that's something I gotta write down because I want to talk about this too. Some other stuff, but it's not that I deeply don't want to like attack anyone if I do anything that I don't know what I'm talking about now. It's the whatever, the anger leaving me. Now I'm just like rambling. Let me see where we're at. I'll go ahead and timestamp for show. It's not too bad. It's not the other reading. I'll go ahead and open this Pop-Tart. I'm freaking hungry. But what would I do for this reading? Thank you for listening to the story on that. I appreciate that. Right now, what we're doing actually now to end off that story is we're gonna head to the last familiar place and then head the freak out of here because I think I'll have more comfort. Funny, I have more comfort with this reading if I'm moving it literally on and on. Literally, I'm like I was at that O, and I took a step back to this familiar place, and then once I gather the information I need, the energies I need, the whatever this familiar place brings to me, once I gather that and I release it to you guys in this sense, I can move on from it. Very death, rebirth, energy, very the scythe and the Lenormand. Very I was thinking space too from the Prism Oracle, how the black cards they talk about leaving us. It's like you clear something out and it's supposed to be a space for something new. And when I was about to film this video, I had a bunch of shit in my pocket, a bunch. And I was like, should I keep it? I want this, I want that. I'm like, nah. I was like, nah, just throw it all in the backpack. I was like, I don't normally do that. My pockets feel so light, freaky. So it's like maybe your pockets could feel light, maybe like tight on money, but it's so good because like it's like it may seem very very frustrating, for sure. And frustration is even like I think a red or orange card in this deck. So like very little light, but still in color. So you're still living life. You're still alive and moving and breathing, right? But and aware of life. But there's no like maybe action or like growth for you in that sense, or like relaxation, because you're having to survive in that red and orange energy. But other than that, what I'm saying is I'm visiting the last familiar place. And it's actually one of my favorites before I leave this I'm not gonna say this junk. I want to say this joint too. So there's a weed energy here. Maybe I should smoke. I will actually, especially once I get to this place. But this one is interestingly enough, I don't know why it's my favorite. I don't have any logical reason, which is what I say for a lot of things, because I am just a literal walking heart beating out here. It's not I said my heart's not on my sleeve. I said it's everything. My heart is literally my nostril sometimes. Very sensitive. But anyways, we're visiting the last familiar place, which is the park. I've actually done a few readings in this park because my niece likes to come here and play. But I mean, I have no idea. Usually, because I think there's a card in the Lenormand about the park too, which is very funny. I don't think we'll do a reading here, but I'll definitely pull some cards just to like. I think this is gonna be more of like a lax vibe because I have the storage and I have the charger, but fucking iPhone, they gotta make the dongle the fucking source for everything. And you know what? It's giving me. I didn't post. I don't know if I posted the What's the Vibe yet, but I'll link it so that it correlates. Look at me. I even got louder in the park. I'm very comfortable here subconsciously. I don't know what it is about this, but it's literally just an apartment park. It's nothing more than a copy and paste. Probably it's nothing more than some plastic and some leaves and some wood. Knock on wood. I talk about it all the time. All right, so for all the times I say knock on wood in the video, I'm doing it now for me, just as a Six of Cups in time experience. But anyways, I'm gonna figure out where to sit because I just want to sit down and be comfortable. I just want to relax. I don't want to sit there. It's too far off. I kind of do. I kind of don't, because it's just like weird. I want to make sure I'm balanced. So I'm gonna sit here. That's what I'm feeling. I don't want people to think like, because I don't technically live here anymore, but personally I do. In my heart I do. Yeah, literally in my heart, because your heart holds information that your heart holds information that your mind doesn't know all the time. So your heart holds the times and space. Your heart holds the past, the future, and the present. But it still also has felt the past, and somehow it has a grip on the future, because I don't know exactly how yet, but I guess we'll discover that on the channel. Anyways, I can't do this now because I freaking oh damn it! I'm gonna have to fix that. Hey guys, is my mic scratching? I am so sorry. Hold on, let me do this. There's a lesson in that. Take the right steps. I'll try not to make this too long because the winter season has been going wild on the timing. Let me think what would be first. First, I'm gonna make sure this mic isn't fucking scraping you guys. And I'm sorry for the headphones. It makes it look like I'm on. Okay. Makes it a little bit more like I'm not just talking to a phone. I'm trying to hide the reality of my esoteric adventure. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to hide it really. Part of me just gets nervous. I'm human, which is what I was gonna say earlier too. I was like, I hate that if I hit my any of my vapes, I'll be like, I'm like, this is so not divine. I don't know why I feel like a teenager, or like a 70s or 80s, 90s, probably 80s teenager. That's what I always like, the 80s. And I'm like, that is just so not divine, dude. That's what I was feeling from that. This plastic trash is gonna go in my bag. And is there a trash can? That's so crazy. You know something about this? I've asked, is there a trash can, like 3 times, and that's hitting me now, because I'm realizing I don't remember much about some of the nuances of this place. Or I don't remember much about the the trash cans are more like general. Trash cans, bathrooms, like stuff that generally you need, right? I remember the nuances. Like I remember the path to get here in the back. I remember the familiar places. I remember the path I was walking. It was for a subconscious reason. I was like, I didn't want to walk in a weird place where I was just like walking back and forth. Nobody cares here. It's a very lax apartment building, so I love that. But I just didn't want to seem weird, because I mean I do that anywhere I go. Anyways, I have cards here. I don't know if I'm gonna get into the reading here, but I could. It's probably better than doing it while walking, but I wanted to do it while walking so that I wasn't taking up time. Here's what I'll do. Lord, I love you. What's the song? I've been thinking of so many church songs recently, so I think I feel like I miss church too. Nostalgia. Oh my God, there it is. And I thought about this earlier, forgot. It's 2024, y'all. And it's not that the 224 would equal something. I am looking at the end of it, like the 24, because 20, that number, the fact that it's 4 numbers together, that could mean a whole different thing. I'm just looking at 2 numbers right now, because that's literally like, I will link the reading because I talk about 2D and 3D a lot. And I'm starting to get into it. I got to figure out how to phrase it better, so I'm not saying it in a way that's like confusing. But like, it's like the dimensions, if you think about it. I'm not going to talk about the dimensions, but I'm going to talk about them in a level way. Like, it's like it works in levels, right? So it's like there's one dimension is like, I don't know, an atom. And I could be wrong. And then 2 dimension is like something that has contrasting, so you can differentiate it. You can understand that this is black, this is white, this is boy, this is girl. It's like that 2 dimension is like, it's flat, it's very surface. It's like, okay, I get what that means. And then you move to level 3D, and then you get feelings and connecting and expressing, or not expressing. You get more like feelings and like connections and like why things personally mean something to you, so you can get it as an individual. And then the individuals get into like the 3 cups, 3 of pentacles, to get together and share and learn, and then you connect. I'm just talking about levels and specifically because what was I talking about? Is it with the familiarity of this? I don't know. I forgot. It was the dimensions, but also Amber Mark's album is 3 dimensions deep, so it could be just me subconsciously thinking about it because of the album. But for some reason, I don't know, it doesn't come in naturally. I have to think about it still. It's not where I'm like thinking, where I'm like, oh, I'm hearing the song, so I'm talking about it now. It's more so like I'm hearing the song, why am I still talking about it? Like I'm asking myself, what the fuck am I still thinking about these things for? And it's because, there's a connection that my heart knows there's something in the future that I'm supposed to be thinking about or talking about to either myself or you guys, which is both are both important. But it's just like, that's why that is. So all in all, I think what I'm saying is it's okay to be human. A lot of the message, I'm not gonna eat this whole thing, so this is gonna be embarrassing. It's okay to be human. But okay, I was about to sing a church song. My tangents are wild. I was about to sing a church song because I was like, oh Lord, I love you, because he gave me an idea. That Ace of Wands in my brain, passionate idea in my brain, got me fired up, and it got me just thinking. But yeah, the idea basically is I'm just gonna film this one, and then I'll film another type of reading while I'm on the walk, because I wanted to do something while I was on the walk so I wasn't bored, because I think I've walked a million times, and I'm not me about to show my age. I'm only in my 20s. I'm only in my early 20s, and I've walked. I don't know why I'm so secretive about it. It's just for some reason I don't know. It's not that I'm secretive. I'm gonna keep moving forward because I don't know how to explain everything. And time is crazy. Basically, it's okay to be human. I think I'll circle it back to the first example of when I was literally coming back from that, or literally having to walk back from that. Interestingly enough, I let the darkness in me live, and I let the divinity in me live. It was so crazy. It was so crazy because when I was walking off, the dude who only spoke Spanish, his reaction to me was like, oh, okay, you're gone. Like he didn't, like I said, he literally didn't acknowledge my existence. He was just like, okay, either you're gonna leave or I'm just gonna keep sighing and hope you leave. I was like, what the fuck? So I got really, like, me being an Aries, first of all, you got to figure out people's zodiacs before you start trifling with them, because you don't know what you're gonna get. Me being an Aries, I wasn't about to fight, because I'm not like a physical angry person. I'm more physical when I get, like, I don't know, mine's internal, where I'm like mad at myself. It's a weird balance. So I'm not physically angry, I'll start fighting. I'm more so angry where I'll start like playing, not playing games, but like the internal stuff where I'll take, like Emperor, I'll take control over my thoughts, I'll take control over my mouth, I'll stop talking. I'll stop talking, I'll stop acknowledging your existence too. But my acknowledging your existence, his came from I want you to leave, I don't want to communicate with you way. Mine will come from, you did something wrong to me, so this is what you're going to get back from me. You see what I'm saying? That was just very different. So that's what I'm saying. I'll ignore for a reason, not for no dumb shit. Because you can make some effort. If you want to communicate, you will find a way. That's even the way Spirit talks to us. It's like Spirit tries every which way to do it, and they get through somehow. So it's like, I'm still mad about this. Thank you guys for listening. It already feels better, which I appreciate. We'll get into the reading, I promise. I'll go ahead and pull them out too right now, because that is just rude of me to speak for hours. But yeah, that was. Anyways, I don't know. This is so stupid because I mean, this shit like this happens all the time, every day. It's 8.5 billion people, 365 days. It is literally not that unique of an experience. But I'm a unique individual. Not unique individual. I'm a specific individual. Even though there are 8.5 billion people, I'm still one of them. So treat me like one of you. Treat me like you would treat yourself. I say that shit all the time. And I'm like, why do people do this? Would they like to be treated like this? And then I look at myself, I'm like, okay, I do shit sometimes where I'm like, I'm not okay with, I wouldn't be okay with that, so that happening to me, but I've done it, and I'm like, oh shit, that's still wrong with me, but whatever, I'm gonna work on trying to fix it. I may not be perfect, I'm human, but I'll work on it. I'm not gonna keep doing it intentionally and without the thought of stopping or ending it, right? Or doing something better. Anyways, I'll move forward because I literally want my battery to be okay. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I was saying, I let my darkness and my divinity live. I was pissed, so I made that known. Like, I showed it in my face too. I will express if I'm expressing, it's internal. I'm not gonna use my words, but I'm gonna use my eyes and I'm gonna use my face. And if you have one brain cell, you'll probably understand what that means, because it's just like because I don't notice it, and it's funny. People should know that what that means, because all my life I've learned that people usually see a lot of my emotions before I do, which if I'm wearing them on my whole body, that makes sense. I don't mean to, but it just happens, and I strengthen myself to make sure I don't like get taken advantage of in that sense, you know. But people see a lot of my emotions before I do, so people know, and I think it works in that balance, because I will literally see people's emotions before they do too. I was talking about that before. I was like, I think I'm gonna post that as an individual clip because it was kind of funny. I was like, why do you feel this way? Why do I feel this way? Because it's not my fault. And that's basically when people are feeling energy that they don't know how to express, you know. And it's literally like, if you have to poop and you don't go poop, I'm probably gonna smell you farting. Do you know what I mean? The energy is in there. You can't pretend that it's not, and neither can your body. He probably knew what I felt. I was pissed. I didn't say a word after that, because I was literally, I didn't fight too hard. I was struggling. I was like, yo habla español un poco. I cannot say the contiendo. Contiendo, I understand un poco. I was trying to say less. So is that menos? So see, like I told you, I was like literally, like I threw him out core words. He couldn't pick that apart and figure out what I was saying. Most people do. Most men, in that positive way, most men hear me if they speak Spanish. Or most people, anyways. I have to say this so I can get through the reading. I let my darkness and divinity live. I was mad. I was pissed. But even in that moment, I didn't fight. I didn't push it. I didn't physically do anything. I didn't even yell back or like try to like be like, yo, what the fuck, like, what's going on here? Because first of all, again, the nigga did not understand me. If you weren't looking at the screen, I threw quotation marks because half of me still don't believe him. And I'm gonna trust that half. But yeah, so I still like, I still tried to find a way to release the energy. I didn't want to lie about it. I didn't want to keep it inside. I was like, yeah, I'm pissed, but I'm not going to react in a way that's like, that'll harm you, because then that is just that hurt people shit. That's that war energy that I can't stand. War, literally the war that happens in the world, it's so pointless, and we make a career out of it, guys. I'm like that's fine if you want to do that. I don't know why we're circulating money, and I'm not trying to offend anyone or say that anyone who served is the wrong thing. It's not about the individual at all. People who serve are very, if it's by, whether it's by choice or if it's not by choice, which is something that we talked about in another video too, but whether it's by choice or not, you know, if it was like a draft, or if they chose to do it because they wanted to, or if they, most times it's financial, which is fucking crazy, because we're funding it, and there are people who need the money to live, and so they're doing it. So it's almost like you're fucking pushing us into it. But I'm not gonna talk about it. It's just, war is just really nasty to me. It's just like, I get that we're different countries, and Argentina, US, like, I don't know. It's like that's what we have sports for? Question mark. Because like, we don't die in those. And again, the individual, yeah, we have a lot of people we can just throw out on the fields, but those are still people with families and like relationships and connections, and the air they breathe. Like, they have souls. They have their own connection with themselves. There's so much weight that you're just throwing out into a field and just like, all right, you could be dead in a second. So I just don't like war. So that's what I'm saying with the energy too. It's like, I could fight back physically, blah blah blah. I could fight back, or use my words, argue. But then what I'm doing in a sense is I'm just like, I'm wasting energy. Not wasting energy, but that's what it is. Not wasting, but what is it with the Jesus? I think you guys know what I'm saying. But maybe it's like when you defile something in vain, when you take something in vain. So it's like taking the energy in vain. It's like it's like we're provided this life, and what we do with it is fund it to go and kill each other. Because of what? Because of resources that we all own, that if we just shut up and find a way to balance it, we'll, like, yeah, it takes time and patience, but it, like, we're all then alive at the end. I don't get it. Like, we make movies about the Hunger Games, and we still do it in real life. Those who believe in creating that environment, y'all are stupid. I'm not saying that everyone who participates in war is stupid. Everyone who believes in creating that environment, that is a good thing, that is helpful, that I should be seeing fucking ads on my Hulu, on my Netflix and Hulu about get drafted. But bitch, no, you get drafted. Okay, anyways, I tell you, I'm literally pissed. But it's cool though. It's cool. I'm gonna get into the reading so that we can keep moving on and on. Oh yeah, that's why I'm bringing up Aaron Mark. I don't want to keep spieling because I told you I'm literally gonna get to the reading, but I will. This will be a 3-second example, I promise you. Comfort's at the bottom. It's funny too because we were just talking about it. I can't see the screen. Shit. But I was thinking of Aaron Mark, and this is the reason why I had a reading where we were talking about the personal versus technical, where it's like things are made one way by nature, technically, and then there's ways that we can move and make choices personally, individually, that really change the course of what it is, right? I'm not going to mention that song, Amber Mark's what it is, but the reason why I feel like I talk about Amber Mark is because I listen to her, and it's what I talk about with that example with time, and it's weird, and maybe I'll make even another freaking channel where I just go on rant, so I'm not interrupting your tarot, you know. But with Amber Mark, or like just a whole section of videos that you can choose which one, you know, that makes sense. But with Amber Mark, she first of all, I don't know, I started listening to her music before this album. Like, I was listening to her sporadically. I would be like, oh, this is a good song. And I look at the artist, and I'd be like, oh, it's okay, Amber Mark, she's nice. And I would listen to another song, it'd be really good, and I'd find out it was her too. And then, like, slowly over time, I just collected her music, and I was like, this is really fucking good music. Like, I don't, like, no skips. And there are a few skips, but then over time, I just actually I kind of end up liking them all, anyways. But I just think about her because, like, I'm telling you guys, go listen to the album, and I'm like, half of me is thinking, yeah, but half of me is thinking, like, no, like don't, like, force a piece of something down someone's throat. Like, not everyone's content is one specific thing. There's music by itself is healing, right? But the individual music is specific to what healing is, you know, specific to what person, you know. So maybe that album would help you in a general sense, probably. But what I was thinking is that Amber Mark's album is personal to me, and that's what I was supposed to try to get to, was like that example of like, oh, music healing is good right now, but this album specifically is personally healing to me, and it's been doing something crazy to my heart where, like, I just can't put the album down, in a sense where, like, it's really helping things I didn't know would be helping. It's like unexpected but very healing. And so it's just, I want to encourage you that whatever, even if you haven't found that album or haven't found that book or movie or TV show or piece of media, anything that you don't have to put work into, anything that just feeds into you, that entertains you, you know, but also at the same time it's healing. Find something like that where it's something that's really good, or even if you know what that is, go ahead and listen to it. I have one of my favorite albums. It's Blue Neighborhood by Troye Sivan. That's not one of my favorite albums. Excuse me. That's my favorite album. And it's funny because Blue Energy has been interesting in the collective recently. But now I can't think of that Amber Mark song right now. She does talk about the color blue in that album. The whole album cover is blue. But anyways, yeah. I can't remember what I'm saying. I think Spirit said get into it, yeah, Doja Cat. This is so funny. This is literally almost the same timestamp as the last video. This is so fucking ghetto. I gotta get the fuck on. I thought, yeah, so it's like, yeah, find whatever that is to you that's important to you. Amber Mark's album's crazy too. It's like, when I listened to it the other day, okay, first I put one of her songs in a playlist because it's so good to my heart. I don't know what it does, but I put it into a playlist that I named Marry Me to These Songs. And so, like, basically, like, you know, whenever I get married, or if I do get married, I want to play, like, I want to pick at least some songs from that playlist because they just feel good. And I just started it today, so started it the other day, so planting seeds, starting something new, feeling new light, new love. That was the name of the last reading that I kind of posted. So that's kind of nice energy. I planted some seeds recently. My orange tree is like sprouted a little thingy, and I gotta post more pictures because it's getting bigger. But I planted some sunflower seeds the other day, so it's supposed to grow quicker, so it's supposed to help my impatience. Anyways, I think we're gonna do current and future because whenever I think about what are we doing, I keep thinking current and future. So I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna read for y'all? I'm not gonna do a What's a Vibe, but I could do What's a Vibe. Maybe I'll do a What's a Vibe on the way home because that'll take up some time. Not mystery. It's just cards flipping out. Mystery and protection. So you're protecting this mystery, but it's funny because when I was walking through the past, it wasn't during the video, but there was actually all these buildings. Whenever you walk out to like the little staircase on the top and the little balcony, if you can tell, like when you get to a stop of a staircase that goes up and it goes up that way, and then it goes up the other way. It's like 3 little zigzag steps, whatever. And the balcony, you'll see the picture. What happened was like usually the buildings face towards each other, so you can see into like the windows. So probably like an energy, like you can see into like someone's reflection. You can see windows, eyes. You can see what their eyes feel. You can see someone's feelings. The window to the soul. You can see what they're, what they're about. You can probably see, and then there's no mystery there, right? But then I walked up into one of them that I'd never been up to before, and I lived here, and I love this place. My favorite place probably I've ever lived. And I said it to my sister. She's like, "What? This is one of your favorite places? Is this your favorite place?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I thought you hated this. I thought I hated this. I thought this was a terrible experience for you." She literally thought this was a terrible experience for me because of what went down, on the surface in general, but underneath, like the nuance personally, like I connected to this place like nothing else. And I'll come through again, but this is, I don't know, something about this moment and this time is just different. It's pretty cool just honoring it, especially with you guys, because again, this is where the channel started. But anyways, moving on from that, the example I can't remember, Spirit probably just said, the mystery. Yeah, I went to the top of the staircase, and usually the buildings face towards each other, so it's like this faces out, and the other building you can see the windows. But then I went up into one, and I don't know if I wasn't looking where I was going, but I went up to the top, and instead of it facing towards me, it was facing like that way, like to the left. So it was literally facing the other way, so it almost looked like, come back to me. Oh, whoa, we have death in reverse. That's like I never take reversals, especially in a freaking oracle deck, but that's literally like rebirth energy if it's death in reverse. Oh, mystery disappeared. The mystery will disappear for sure. It's like a wound that heals over time. That almost feels like an unsolved mystery. So if this is like an unresolved thing, I'm so sorry. Like there's no closure in this. Oh, I hate that. But honestly, oh my god, and I'm not trying to say this to be like, I hate when people say something about the good energy that you'll come into when you're feeling shitty. It's like, what am I gonna do with that now? I hate that. But I will say definitely, like, even though I hate hearing it, and I know you might hate hearing it too, I definitely believe the way I said is, like, it will heal over time if it's unresolved. If it's something once you find that closure to, oh my god, it's gonna feel like listening to that favorite album, listening to that most empowering thing, because it's like this mystery couldn't take you down. You're still moving through. You're still creating. You're still breathing. You're still living. I'm thinking of Pink. Try that song, because I'm thinking of Pink because she came out the other day in the reading. But anyways, let me get into this reading so I can post it and stop feeling goofy. And I'm gonna have to. I don't want it to be like a freaking 3,000 hour one. So let's see. Prism Oracle and maybe Lenormand, but we'll see. I'll keep it light. I think I might be able to keep it light because the energy beforehand was heavy. I talked about all the energy for 15 minutes, an hour. Goddamn, that would have been the walk home, I think. Anyways, let's see what we got with the Prism Oracle for the current and future energy for you guys. I love these energy readings, they're pretty nice. So let's see, the current energy. I don't think I would ever, whoa. Where there is desire, there is gonna be a flame. Pink is the color. It's showing through, and strength, which is it comes right after pink, because pink is in between purple and red. It's a nuanced color, because purple goes straight to red in the technical definition of the rainbow of the color spectrum. Not technical, but our overall general 6 normal colors of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. That generally accepted one, but someone personally felt a connection to a few more colors and put them in the deck, like purple, black, and white. Which black and white are tints technically, but in this deck they're colors, babe. They got feelings too. They got things to say too. But pink comes out for you. It's cool for your current, but it comes in disruption, nasty. So remember I was talking earlier about the O going back to the M, and then being kicked back to that D. I feel like, okay, there is an energy of you guys going from O and M and then shooting forward, moving past, breaking the cycle, and going to that next Emperor stage, right? On one sense, but I feel like at another sense, it's still very mirror reflecty. So even if you did exceed and move past, like instead of going back to the D from O, M, and then going back to D, you definitely went O, M, and then shot forward to D, went past Z, and went around the circle again. The full, the world went back to the full energy. And I can think of the numbers, but I don't want to think of the numbers now. I wrote it in a book, but I don't know if I want to pull it out because I don't want to take up too much time. I didn't even eat my Pop-Tarts. Ugh. I wrote it down so I didn't have to think about it. Man, you gotta cut that player out. Cut that player out of your life. That man is garbage. Don't know what real love is. Oh my god. Her music is so catchy, and it's catchy, and then it roots. Like I'm telling you, I can't get her out of my mind. Don't know why. It's because she's helping me move up a mountain, and that's Capricorn energy. Like, she's helping me move up something, so she's literally bonding to me, and it's just where, like, this experience will be bonded to her, but in, like, positive and negative ways. And the negative ways are because of her, but I'll feel them, but the positive ways are for sure because of her, and I can thank her endlessly. The same way I can thank you guys. Like, I relate the way she makes me feel to the way you guys make me feel. Michael Jackson, the way you make me feel. But no, I was saying, even with the example of, like, coming back to this place, the way this makes me feel, it's like something that's brought life into me, and you guys have done that to me. So you guys are like a third example of that, you know? It's like there's so much, and that's the number 3 again. Like, there's so much connection within that. But O, M, and D. O is 15. Okay, so the devil energy, release, freedom, self-expression, right? So we started off at O. You were self-expressing yourself. You were free. You were moving. You were released from something. You being yourself. The devil energy of Capricorn. We're in Capricorn season. Capricorn, Amber Mark is a Capricorn, and that's that sea goat energy of that's the end of the zodiac, where half of it, where you get very dualistic. So it's like half of the goat, half of the sea. So like moving up a mountain, but then also remembering to flow. So that's exactly what I was talking about. Where yeah, maybe so in the beginning you're pushing through some challenges, but then you were flowing naturally where you needed to, so it felt very comfortable. But then O goes to M, so it's 13. That makes sense. Scorpio, transformation. Something happened that caused you to transform, to change, to die within, to rebirth. It literally, don't disappear on me now. To die within, to rebirth. Oof. Something happened to put you into the 13 Scorpio energy of rebirthing, dying and rebirthing yourself. That tombstone's upside down. So it's like, even look at that, how the path goes. It's like, buried. But then as soon as you move, you continue moving. If you stop moving, it's like, that's it. But you keep moving, so you go back upwards. It's almost like it pushes you back upwards. So allow that to surrender is what I'm hearing too. I think surrender is like one of the first lines in On and On. If not, some other song probably. But anyways, or is it Bliss? There's another song by her, and they're all literally, most of these are from the same album. But I didn't find her from the album. I found her from, I believe, what song? Was it Mixer on a different album, or something else? It could have been What It Is, actually, from this album. I was like, this song is literally magic. Like, if I didn't think Capricorn was magic before, I know they are now. Because I know Labyrinth, one Cap, and I know Mac Miller. I know Capricorns are magical, but what the freak is Amber Mark? Otherworldly, out of this world. That's what she is. That's literally another song. I'm done. I'm not, though. She's so impactful. We'll move forward. Disruption in your current. I'm so sorry to any new visitors. I apologize for talking so much, but it has something to do with the energy, I feel. And literally, I disrupted your reading by talking about that stupid shit. But that's maybe what it is, because like the disruption of what happened within all this didn't keep me on the same timeline that I was. I'm no longer doing the same things I kind of always do. It was like, go with friends, smoke, chill, go back home, sleep, repeat that thing, blah blah blah. I'm not like, because this probably just goes in the same, you know, and it's okay. I think that timeline's okay, because it's. I want to say it is okay in comparison and contrast. On that, you know, on the surface. That's funny. Comparison, contrast, I'm now relating to surface level. It's like 2D. So in comparison and contrast, like when you think about it, right? If you take away this upwards, by itself, this is just a path. So like, hey, there's nothing to compare it to, really. Nothing to contrast. There's nothing to give me anything. Pretty 1D, honestly. So it's like, you know, this is a path. No thinking, just being. I'm just gonna go. But then all of a sudden, it sort of differentiates something. Then is brought in to compare and contrast. There is a choice. Then a choice that's brought in. Something you have to think about. Something you have to like be aware of. And then you know, understand it, connect to it then, and then that's when then I think that's when like it gives you movement, because it's something about that is like, instead of leaving you on the same path, this brings in a choice to then give you the option to move on to a separate path. It's not that one path is better than the other, it's just about what. Then it's like once you realize that these are two paths, then that's the point where it's like you have to understand, if you want to find the answer to which one is right for you, that's why you have to go deep and realize and see what each path means to you, and that'll take research, time, temperance, patience. And that's probably what's needed for this disruption. I'm just thinking that in the energy, it's like something's being disrupted, something is causing you to move on a different path that you were expecting. Something's different, you weren't expecting, and even difference of 4. And so I'm thinking of like, in disruption, I'm thinking of a lot of 4. Emperor energy is still here. So yeah, the OMD 15 going back to 13, and then going back to D, which is 4. I remember that one. It's funny because 13 for the M is still a 4, so you went from a 4 to a different type of 4. You went from a separated 4, which is a 1 and 3, Magician and Empress, utilizing 2 aspects of yourself, being very manifesty, but also at the same time you're nurturing, protecting something. You're being mothering and sweet. You're caring for something at the same time as you're still manifesting, still being like using that wand. I feel from the Magician, I don't know why, because there's multiple tools, but it's like you're using like your passion, your soul, your gut feeling. It's like your fire to move you, to see what you can't see, to create what you can't physically create. In that sense, it transformed you with that 13, and so like it did help. But then I feel also with like that, it's kind of cool. I also feel like with that 13 going to a 4, it's like then all of a sudden it combines it into one number. It's almost like doing those 2 separate jobs. I don't know, for some reason, with Magician and Empress, it was like splitting up your energy in a sense was like, I don't know, it was, I feel like, yeah, maybe it was causing a disruption in like your power, in a sense, in your control and the power, because it's almost like having to fill 2 roles at once. And so it's like, because someone wasn't filling their role, so you were trying to do extra work to make sure that this went through or something like that. And so in a sense where it was like doing the role to other people, and maybe it's because the other person didn't have life or the other energy didn't have like life within them. So it's like you were I don't know, you just filled it in. It feels very mutable, very also water at the same time. So you could be a water sign or a mutable sign. But it feels just like you're like, oh yeah, I'll fill the space where it's needed. And that feels like Capricorn too, like getting the job, like, I'll fill the space, I got it. And then literally like knowing how to do it, because like that's that Capricorn Magician energy, but like Merlin, where it's like wise. It has knowledge that it doesn't know why it has, and then it gains more knowledge. So it's like, yeah, you're going into it being perfect at it already, but you still learn something new. It's very like cool this Capricorn, because Capricorn's the last earth sign, so it's wise, but it sheds its skin. So you could know a lot in the situation, but this disruption is causing you to shed your skin in it. That's the last thing I see for sure. It's causing you to shed your skin, not be different, but be a different version of yourself. Maybe let go of control, release, finding a new way to control something. And if I think of the Emperor as finding a new way, he would just find a way that's within, internal, if Capricorn, if that sea goat is trying to push that mountain with his bare hands, he's not going to be able to move it really. And if he tries to walk on water, that's that energy where like people think, where people say Capricorns think they're God, Capricorns think they're Jesus. They do. I was gonna say I'm a Capricorn moon. I don't think that at all. I must be Capricorn suns with the sun and the ego, because the Capricorn moon in me honestly just makes me feel like I'm like the devil half the time, literally. So, and it makes me feel awful about myself. So maybe it's a Capricorn something, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. If you think you're good, what I would say with that is just literally, it's funny because it kind of makes sense. Because it's like Capricorn, it's not that they're trying to say that they're God, it's just they're naturally living it out, where it's like they're like, oh yeah, I can push this mountain, I can walk on water, I can do anything. And that's ambition, that's power, that's crazy, that's really cool. But it's just the thing about that is like, yeah, I don't know, that's just funny. Because why am I pulling the Norman out? Let me go ahead and finish. Oh yeah, I was going to pull the spread for the whole thing, future energy. So current is just disruption, that's okay. You're moving on a new path. A better path. And what did I say? Earlier, where I said my purple energy, y'all remember, I can't timestamp that because that's just a lot of work. And while I do love myself a good amount of work, Capricorn moon and Mars and Taurus, I'm very lazy. That's action in Taurus? Hell no. I am either really dedicated or really lazy. It's one or the other. But there's intuition. Earlier I said there is a purple card in my brain. There's a purple card in my heart. When I said this nigga said he don't speak English, and I said I feel it. No, but this is about you knowing something. Yeah, and in the song Most Men that I brought up, she says, he be trifling, and she says, I seen it all before. Oh wait, yeah, it's just something about how like it feels like she said she physically saw it, like she saw someone cheating, but also she just knew it in her heart. Something about her told her. And that's how your heart like tells. I don't know how the heart tells the future, but it's like your heart tells it to you. It's like it's moved down that path already because time is existing all together, but you haven't physically moved down that path. It's like, but something has. Your spirit has in a time and space somewhere in the future, and it's connecting to you now. It's like it's weird. I don't know how. I hope that makes sense, but we'll figure it out eventually. You and I, me and you together, we'll figure that out. What's the future energy that we got for the collective? We have something nice, not 3 cards, but we do have passion with rejection and anger. So turning anger and rejection into passion. That makes kind of sense. Capricorn, transformational Capricorn energy, where it's like magical transformation, magical, like a spell, a recipe. It's like I'm gonna put pieces together and boom, it's alive. Frankenstein energy is back. I don't know why it came out the first time. I gotta read that to know what it's about, because I bet there's some message in it, maybe some political message. Turn the world into your dance floor. Determinate. Push until you can't, and then demand more. Determinate. You and me together. Did I talk about the card Space? I don't know if I did. So 3 songs coming out. There's Amber Mark with something with Disruption. Amber Mark coming out everywhere. Lemonade Mouth with the Determination. 2 Ds there. And then Space here being a 1. So the Emperor drops all his cloaks to be the Magician only. The Emperor drops the control, drops the wealth, the bounty. Maybe the Emperor's going after a bounty. He just drops it for the magic that he has within. No external validation, no external bounty. Fuck all of that. It says it's like what you're looking for is that magician power. You want to create something, and maybe even like magician hermit. Like you just want to do it within, maybe with close friends, close family, people that you know. But it's like the space. It's like if you're just within and alone in it, then you're doing the right thing, perfect thing. Because this black space is equally balanced to what it attracts. It's like this very light pink and yellow energy, which is really pretty. These are my sister's 2 favorite colors. So it reminds me personally of family. So like thinking of you for guys, maybe for family could be important. But I said literally Capricorn would literally try to push this freaking mountain. So determination is like Capricorn, with this energy you're determined in the future to do something for sure. But yellow is not a card of action. It's actually a feminine base card. So its energy is all about within and internal. All the colors have feminine and masculine energy, and it's really cool because like the feminine will come right before the masculine and it bounces right back out. So I believe blah blah. If you start yellow being feminine, coming right after will be green, and that's masculine. But there's the same sides of the same coin. So yellow and green are all about feeling, sensitivity, right? Or feelings. Yellow and green are all about the things that you feel, but yellow is about feeling them, processing them being inside of you, and then green is about expressing them, showing that relaxation, showing that imbalance, like showing something about like what your equilibrium is doing with those feelings, right? So that's why the green color or balance will be a green card. But this determination being a yellow card tells me that you're not expressing, you're not doing, it's not external. This determination, there's no push, you're not literally going to push that mountain with your hands. You can try. Lord knows I've tried. That's the first time I've said that, but not ironically. I literally meant that. So that's an energy here too, where it's like this is literally deep. Like it means something to you now. Whatever this experience is, it's just like it's no longer just like a idiom or a phrase or whatnot. It's just literally something that has depth, which is funny because the album 3 Dimensions Deep, it's 3D talking about depth. And depth came out to letter D, and it matches this energy of disruption, determination, depth. So what I'm saying here for sure is that that I'm gonna chill out about saying. I shouldn't be too hard on myself if I want to express the music to you. Maybe I'll just stop saying it so much, but Who the hell is calling me right now? I'll figure it out later. I'm in the middle of a reading. I'm gonna cut that man out. Cut that person out of my life. Because I don't see a name there, so unless it's like my sibling or like my other few best friends, or unless it's like you guys go in the comment, which, I'm getting through those for sure, but unless it's you guys or my family or my friends, you can call me after the reading, babe, and I'll still choose whether or not I'm gonna pick up. But anyways, disruption determination is pretty cool. It means in your current, I'm picking yellow. It's Jesus fuck. It's literally, and so sorry if I offended anyone with putting Jesus and the F word next to each other. I always think about that with, like, if I say it around my family, so family energy is still here. But if I say it around my mom, or like close to her, I'll feel really bad because she's super into her religion. But Jesus fuck, I laughed because this gives me SpongeBob and Patrick energy. It's like, because literally one is SpongeBob, one's Patrick. And if I were to quickly think about that stupid example, I'll say that Patrick is, if you think of, I don't know, they balance out because Patrick has his dumb moments, but then the show do give him really smart moments. And they give him legitimate smart moments, but I'm thinking about the moment where he woke up in the middle of the night and had a sandwich. That's me too. So I think he was really smart for that because he prepared himself for that sandwich. If he woke up and had no sandwich, he'd have been hungry. Anyways, but yeah, so Patrick, he's really dumb, but he has smart moments. And SpongeBob is also portrayed to be a light energy, like very light, very, very flowy. I'm getting it, very flowy. But then he also has an energy where he works. He goes to literally the fucking place to work. But then he also has serious moments too, where he some of them are joking serious, but then some of them are actually serious. Now I'm thinking the SpongeBob movie where they're freaking dying on that table. Oh my god, if you've seen it, it's funny because it's like stupid. Now if you watch it, you'd probably be like, what the fuck am I looking at on television? Because the way media has changed so much probably. But watching it back then, it was, I don't know, it was so deep. I'm like, are SpongeBob and Patrick gonna freaking die in front of me? What the fuck? But yeah, if I say anything with that energy, it's a balance between flowing, keeping it light, but then also when things get heavy and serious, to actually, adapt, honor the energy, and it will pay you back in that sense. Very Capricorn. But with determination, yes, that's what it's saying. I think that's what the message is calling to, without me directly looking at it. It's like determination is normally with the 4 Emperor D. It can be very controlling. It's like, I'm gonna walk up this mountain. I have a plan. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna walk, use that movement, that fire. And I'm gonna get there. And it's like sometimes the plan ain't the plan. Like with the yellow, it's like opposite of purple, I believe. Yeah, red. I also do this: red opposite green, orange opposite blue, yellow opposite purple. It's like 1 to 4, 2 to 5, and 3 to 6 almost. If you were to think about the colors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's like they're the opposite. It's on the other ends of them. If you were to put them in a circle, it's even too. You can, I think, look that up. So yellow and purple are opposites, and I talked about purple earlier, how purple's intuition, third eye, seeing without seeing. Yellow is like almost the same energy, where they oppose each other. They're very different, very similar. Yellow is seeing without seeing. It's still your feelings, but at the same time, it's like, it's yellow. So purple is almost darker. It's on the other end, but yellow is a little bit brighter. It's in that middle point where it's like, I think the book describes yellow as like one of the easiest colors for the eyes to pick up. So it's used for like caution signs. It's used for like the yellow light to tell you to slow down. It catches your attention. The way red does, red catches your attention too. That's very similar. But red catches your attention to show you like elements of something beginning, something to be very aware of, almost, and to be safe around. It's almost like an element of like stop or danger, but it can also be an energy of like life too. It's like it's very balanced. But yellow is almost not in that. Yellow is almost about like, pay attention because there's something to feel here, there's something to process here. It's like now you have more light, there's more to process, there's more to think about, there's more to feel. There's something to feel and there's something to think about. So take a moment to process that, which I was thinking about earlier when I had to sit down on that bench. I was like, definitely, whatever's happened, I literally had to sit down because I can't do a reading at the same time, but I can't. Otherwise, I'll just keep friggin' talking like my mad self. But either way, determination in the future is beautiful because I like that sunlight. It literally shines through where it's like, this has been very tough, but it's going to a nice place. Because it's like you're reaching the top of maybe it's like a heart cycle, reaching the top of something that you've been determined to complete. And this is in the middle too, so it's almost like giving that like, that's like if like the stands were here, if like a runner is up in like a pageant or a race, like I see that middle mountain. You could be the middle child in the family, You could be the middle, even if not middle child, you could be middle energy, where you're just like placed in between extremes, where you're compared and contrasted between people. No matter where you stand in the relationship, you're compared. Like, oh, your brother does this, your sister does that. Like, and it's like for better or for worse, where it's like maybe like someone, it just feels very imbalanced, where someone's like mad at one sibling and like loves the other one, and then you're just in between, where you have to fucking like jump between both, where they're mad at you and they're happy with you at the same time. It's like, how do you feel? What's going on? There's mixed emotions. So like even that Capricorn, I mean that SpongeBob and Patrick energy of like being light and not taking things too seriously, because it's not that deep, but at the same time it is deep. It's very, very extremes. So what I'm feeling there is like familial imbalance, things with like that. And that starts with the individual. Like, yeah, of course that can exist in the family as a whole, as a group dynamic, but it starts with the individuals that bring the energy in the first place. So it's important to note, because again, it's not because of you, and that's what you should know. But it is around you, so what can we do to like get that energy out? I was clear, but I don't have incense. I should have brought, that's the one thing I didn't bring. The one thing I should have brought too, because I do need to get rid of his, oh my God. I don't even think my friend has responded yet. I don't know where he went. Literally into, like, I wanted to say space as like he disappeared, like he just like fucking went to a black hole. Well, space has like that high or drunk feeling to it, connotation behind it sometimes. Like, oh, so high I'm in space. So, now that I'm thinking about that, now I'm thinking too personally. I'm like, is he ignoring me because he's drunk? Or like, high? If so, I'm thinking error mark. Let me tell you, I've seen it all before. And the next time, really, that loneliness, she knows it all. She knows it all too well. It's like she sees like the trifling, like the annoying shit. That's what she says in the song, in that line. But she also sees like the pain is what she's saying. That's why I freaking love her, because she's like, she's like, bitch, I see what you're doing, so stop that wacky shit. But she's also like, at the same time, it's like that Capricorn, very serious, like don't fucking try me, but the water to it, the emotion, like not only, it won't be the emotion, because Capricorn's earth and water, which is both feminine, which we had in the last one, we had two feminines come out, which is really interesting, but it's both feminine, but it's feminine aspects of water, which is your emotions, and then feminine aspect of earth, which is like the receptive part of it, whereas like earth takes in, things take root, like you are the receptor for like the things that take root, the things that grow. So it's like with Capricorn, it's just that feels Queen of Pentacles, like you took all those hits, all those punches, and it's like you just kept moving. You were receptive to it in a sense. And then with that water, it's like you really felt it emotionally. They may not even have that emotional depth or intelligence to really feel like you're feeling like so sad you're in a blue, but they may feel sad and they're still stuck in red. And that's, you know, like you can still feel sadness in that chakra energy. And that's when it's displaced, you know, like it should be in its own chakra energy, so it feels like it blends with itself. But things just don't blend with those people. It's just like they're sad, so it sticks in the red, and they're just stuck in that root. Like they have no movement. They're just like stuck. Again, it smells like poop. And I'm not saying you smell. I feel like you smell wonderful. Actually, there's people who've been really focused on their smells. It must be the fact that we had like the pandemic and everyone was inside, because everyone smells a lot better these days. And it's like maybe they had to smell themselves over the pandemic, being stuck inside of four walls. They say, oh damn, I smell bad, because people did not used to smell good. They didn't smell bad, you know, but they did not used to smell this good. I'm like, I'm telling everybody, I'm like, damn, you smell good. Why? Anyways, we'll move forward. I'll clarify. Timing's not as bad as it has been, so I'll thank God for that. And Capricorn energy is kind of the God, because it's funny. Because to me, look, and I said this before I even thought about God and Capricorn relating, I always thought that Capricorns reminded me of dogs. Like, not even like dogs, like as in like, you know, cheaters or liars or like, you know, that kind of a dog. But I thought of them like literally like puppies. Because some Capricorn, think of Ross Lynch. That motherfucker looks like a literal, I would say like why am I thinking of a Shar Pei or a poodle? Ross Lynch, who's not a Capricorn? Mac Miller, whatever strong dog there is, whatever strong looking dog there is. Amber Mar, I'm not gonna think of women, because I don't want to call women dogs, hell no. But, and not even an example, but, who's another one? Labyrinth. Okay, sorry, I'm thinking of like boring ones that I've said all the time. But Labyrinth He's a mixed dog for sure. I can't tell what he is because he's different. He's unique. He might be on the side that's close to Aquarius, low-key. I had to see when his birthday is. Anyways. Yeah, so it's just funny because dog backwards is God. And people say they see God in dogs a lot because like they're very selfless, they're very paying attention. It's like and they're angels here to help. There's even a play called Dog Sees God. It's like a twist on the Charlie Brown story, basically. But in that, basically, it's like, I don't know, even thinking about it, like animals have like, they're our closest example, or most domestic example. Pets specifically are most domestic examples of most technical definitions of animals or things that are helpless that need someone else's assistance, right? So it's very interesting because like dogs need our assistance, but then once we help them, they help us in return with the love and the care. So it gives that energy of selflessness because you give it attention, because you give your devotion to it, and that's why it gives me that God and dog. Like there's too many connections for me to not think that there's God energy within Capricorn. But then I balance it out because then I realize, yeah, there could be God energy in Capricorn, but maybe then again, God is not what y'all are seeing it as. It's not as big. It's the same thing I said with the devil. Like the devil's not some freaky monster running out here. Like if y'all see the devil on I-4, y'all let me know, and then I'll be scared. But until y'all see him in real life, it's like Bigfoot. I'm still walking the forest at night and I don't see a Bigfoot. But anyways, I see my big ass feet. I think I've had size 13 since I was 13. And it's been difficult. You have to buy shoes online half the time, especially in that age. They said, we don't carry that for that age here. And I said, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? It's probably Capricorn moon energy for sure, having big ass feet. As a child. Anyways, we're gonna move forward and look at your clarification. I'll timestamp both because I've talked a lot. It's just because I had to get all that shit out, but I'll do it for this video for sure. I used to timestamp every section, and baby, looks pretty. It's just a lot of work. Anyways, current energy for your disruption with the Lenormand. We've been studying this recently, so I want to get out the book just to have it. I haven't fought for it. Oh my god. I haven't any of my weirder vapes. I feel like I would like it. I would want it. Well, with you guys, I appreciate it. I feel like I don't need it sometimes as much as I usually do. Talking about my weed. Weeds. That's lame. But I feel like you guys give me a nice energy. And you're not physically here, but you're here energetically. I mean, you are physically here. Because even though I'm not like with you, when you watch this, I am with you, in this freaking experience, literally. And even though it sounds woo-woo, I'm okay with woo-woo enough to be like, yeah, I'm literally with you right now. So I appreciate the sharing of energy. I hope any of it helps. Let me go ahead and read that. Or what am I reading? I was literally reading the little guidebook to clarify. I didn't even pull a damn card. Spirit, what do we have with disruption? Trying to see what that card flew on the ground. I said throw that man right into the past with that song example, and I literally threw that card into where the direction of the past would be in my perspective, because I'm sitting here, so my past is going to my left in the timeline, and the future goes to my right. If it moves from left to right, it could be in a different area, country where things move right to left. Just think of wherever the past means to you. This card flew into the past, and it's in your current energy, so you're going to be moving forward from it. So it will be your past current energy eventually. So with disruption, you have not the 4. That was the one that was coming out. The 4, numero quattro. What were we talking about? That with determination and disruption. So 4 energy, 444. It's at the bottom. If you're a 13, I'll cry. Oh, it's a 14. Another 4, but backed up by a 1. So this emperor right here is backed up by a magician. That's probably you. These emperors right here, they're standing on their own. This disruption and this house is King of Cups. Ooh, it feels very. Oh, but King of Cups coming out with this amount of control. It's like. And if I was talking about someone who just didn't understand their emotions and didn't connect to their emotions the way you do, it wasn't as deep. It wasn't as there was no depth to it. I'm seeing 2 things here, 3 things now. This is very phallic, so it just feels like, again, if it's not a physical man, it's like that masculine energy of literally most men, but it's like that masculine energy of it's almost giving King of Wands, like sowing seeds but then running away from them. But like he wouldn't always do that. But it's like in that sense of like, yeah, Sagittarius energy is almost like acting like that, not acting wise, but like imagine in like a twisted reversed way where Sagittarius is acting wise, acting smart, right? But no. Okay, well, I don't know. It just seems like that shedding and rebirth where someone is like, I don't know, in a new stage of their life, but they're acting like they're wise in it, or they're like, I don't know how to explain that. The house here is like, yeah. It's because they're showing a different exterior. It's like literally the house is, they're showing you in this card is the exterior of the house. So like someone's showing you something different on the face, on the surface. They're like, oh yeah, I'm this and I'm that, I'm cool and I'm chill, but under the surface they're freaking out. They are like, with the King of Cups, like it's like the emotions are erratic. But King of Cups, like in this energy is Scorpio, so it's very hidden, and that's the most erratic part. Sometimes people feel things, but then they express it, they talk about it, and so even though that's a human thing, and it can feel like wild to listen to some of their explanations, I'm thinking of me too. You know, it's healthy to get it out, right? To get it out of you. But it seems like someone's letting something. It's like this. Someone's hoarding, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Someone's hoarding that energy and not giving it to you, not expressing it, and it's twisting in their body because it's like think of the magician's intention, right? With the magician backing you up in this, and this is the fox who's like, and this is literally in the deck, red flag. I should have read the card, but I didn't read the card for the thing. This is literally, the card says for the fox, red flags. Like literally pay the fuck attention because there's something to look at, for good or for worse, because it's also like look for the signs in a sense. So it's like look for the good signs, but this feels like looking for the bad, or not looking for the bad, but like this feels like intuition. It's like I'm moving, even not just intuition with emotion, but instinct with fire with this fox here. So like feeling it and then moving because of it, right? Guts fire. It's still that sensing it, the future sort of like, we're like, you know, it's, you've lived it. It's not now. This is in the future. So you know this. You're moving on a path you don't understand, but at the same time, you have done it before. I don't know what does it feel like. Why does it feel like the Matrix? It's not the Matrix, but it's like, I can't remember that one. There's some movie archetype where it's like, you can do this. You've done it before. Or it's like, I don't know, some mystical thing where like, I don't know if I can do it, but then they find some determination somehow because they've seen it all before. She's still coming through. That loneliness. And if black is the darkest card in this deck basically, and yellow is one of the lighter energies where it's like one of the easiest colors to see, and dark is where it's very hard to see anything. In your future, it's like where there is this space that was created before, it's like now it's being filled. The universe is bringing determination. The universe is lifting you up the mountains. Like you're walking with your feet, but the universe is lifting you somehow. It's a beautiful thing. Because whatever this was before, I don't know, the pink looks nice, but it's even like a blue shade of pink, if I'm looking at it honestly. Because there's like ideation, and this is like a red, orangish pink. And so that feels very fiery. That one is nice because like it's pushing through the fire, like creating something, right? But this disruption is blue, so it's like blue in this deck is transitional. It's almost death energy. So again, more Scorpio within that King of Cups, because the blue here is emotions and communication. We read that the other day. I was like, why is so much blue missing? The Prism Oracle says that blue is communication through the throat chakra. It's how you get out your feelings, express stuff, you know, so you can get it out of you. That communication, that throat, is the channel, the key to actually getting that stuff out of you. So you see, it's like almost like vomiting. But like, you know, but then again, yeah, it's like it's nasty and it's painful. And I used to be terrified of vomiting. I would literally keep that shit in because I did not want to vomit, because that's terrifying, like physically and internally. It's terrifying. It's like, what is going on with your body? But when you get it out, you know, after the experience, it feels a lot better. And that's exactly how emotions and like thoughts and all that shit, like the journey, even with the fire, the spirit, like when you express all that, it's like then you get it off of you and it's like into the universe, and so the universe can take it from you, you know. Give it to me. I'm still thinking of that same exact song, That Break My Soul, but the Queen's remix. It's specifically the Queen's remix. The Break My Soul original is fine, but I feel like I heard that months before, or everyone did. We heard that months before the album, or days or weeks, and it did get old before the album came out. I love Beyonce, but that did get old. Y'all know I love Beyonce. But I promise you that was, when the album came out, I said, break my what? You can't break my what? But then the Queen's remix totally, literally the death of King of Cups, Scorpio, it revived the song for me. I don't listen to that song anymore, but I do listen to the remix. King of Cups, Disruption. Yeah, I was talking about how the pink card is very bluish. So it's pink, so it's supposed to be unconditional loving with the mother. It's supposed to be very nurturing. But with that blue energy that tints it, for some reason, it just makes me feel interesting. It feels like Pepto-Bismol, which literally does help your upset stomach. So it helps you get pain out of your body. Because it's very blue pinky, do you know what I mean? So it feels like bubble gum also as well, but you're not supposed to swallow that because your body can't digest it. It feels like somebody their body does not process emotions correctly. They don't process shit. They don't express it. But with the home here, in the current, I don't know. Your home, your body, your heart is also important too. It's also about like nurturing yourself. So like when you're in times of disruption with the mothering energy, with the 4 here too, it's very, I'm saying mother and 4 is emperor. So there's mother and father. There's a balance here between those 2 energies. With pink though, it's on the end of the spectrum where it's right before purple, or right before red and right after purple. Now red, I told you, is a very dark card. It's light, but it's a break of light. So it's very dark, like a dark camera, red room. And purple is the other end of the spectrum where it's intuition, it's sight with no seeing. It's like there's still no light. So pink in between, it's a bright color, but I would have to guess if pink is in between, it still comes in that same order. So it still has to be pretty dark somehow. I don't know how, but the only guess I have is because of the mothering energy, which is within. So like the within energy of like being of darkness. Like your body is literally dark on the inside, unless you got fixtures set up there, which I'd like to know about that. That's interesting. Unless you have fixtures though, there is no light in there, and that's the feminine aspect. So maybe that's what I attribute the pink to, is that feminine aspect of no light. But then the blue comes in too, and blue is also feminine, isn't it? Not? Is it not? Because yellow's feminine, then green's masculine for the external. So after green comes blue, so blue's feminine. Isn't that funny how blue is a lot of boys' favorite colors? And it's like it's supposed to be the masculine color, but I think it naturally, innately is a feminine color because it rules death and darkness, and that's literally feminine. I'm not gonna continue that. That's another video for you guys. I'll have to write it down and remember that or something like that. But that's just interesting. Boys like blue. I bet they do. It's their body calling for that feminine balance, but they don't want to talk about it. I don't know what I'm saying half the time. But disruption, King of Cups, emotional disruption on the surface. A disruption that with the King of Cups, it's not just the Queen. So it's like your feelings, but then with the King, it is protection, movement, life, teaching, things like King would sort of do. So it's like with the movement, protecting the house almost, like think like security system. It's not just like nurturing and like growing something. It's not trying to build something, or it is trying to build something. I don't know what the King here is saying. What is the King here saying? The birds, the light, and the mask, the role. Keeping your role light, yeah, because, because naturally you're masculine, so the King energy can be very domineering, maybe very controlling. So it's about keeping it light and like knowing the role that you play, So like even like the role in the universe, that you can control what you want to, but when it comes down to emotions, you probably can't control that as well. So then what do you do in that balance? It's like you probably find you can either treat it negatively where you still try to control, and then I don't know, then you knock over the cup by mistake, and then the glass breaks and the drink spills, then it's chaos. That's what water energy can be, emotions. I talk about it sometimes where like when I'm driving, I can't get emotional. If I do, we're crashing. No, we're not really, but like my driving just gets really janky because my emotions are all over the place. So I usually have to like keep that in check. But I just say all that to say is like finding that balance is probably either what you've been doing or people around you been doing, where it's like maybe you have a controlling, domineering aspect of yourself, and it's just trying to temper it with that water energy. It would be blue and water is all about transitionary things, thresholds, death and rebirth. So like if you're in a time of in between, if you're in a threshold, if you're moving from one place to another, and again it's dark, you can't see anything because the ocean's pretty dark, and there's depths to it. So like you literally can't see. Like even when you think you've gotten to the bottom, like that's what I was talking about with levels. Even if you think you've gotten to the bottom, there's so much more. Apparently, like there's more we haven't discovered about it. Like there's still shit we don't know. That's frightening, but we know all about space. My sister says all the time, we know all about space. That's still here. It is. We've seen it all before, not the ocean. Yeah, but the King of Cups can also be good in your energy because it just means that with the disruption, it's like you, right? It's like how water fits the space. This literal water fits the space of whatever it takes up. So it's like, or not just water. Yeah, water is the element, the liquid, but water takes up the space of whatever it inhabits. So it's like, with this disruption, it may be different just than what you've been, so it's not comfortable, not natural, right? But like at the same time, you're gonna fit it. You're not gonna stay stuck where you are, because it's in a sense of where it's like still water. What happens in still water? Things grow in it. Not always healthy things. Negative things can grow in still water, because it's just like it's leaving the space open for it. If water's moving, it's too quick to grow something in it, because it's killing everything that tries to grow in it. So you have to keep moving so that you can keep fighting, to keep yourself alive and healthy. Fox at the bottom, yeah, that's what he said. I don't know what this environment is, but I gotta get the fuck away from it. And that could just be anything. It's maybe you're also feeling like you need to move, you want to be in a different spot. And determination, this falls right out. This is literally the woman I was talking, the lady, she was the star of the other reading. She's a female subject. And I forgot to mention, literally one female subject we're talking about is Amber Mark. So that's really funny. She's like the female subject I'm always talking about in this moment. But I think it's cool because she's the Ace of Swords with King of Cups, saying that she's bringing clarity and thoughts to those emotions. She's talking, she's expressing like what she thinks about these emotions. She's really feeling it. And I think in the video I was talking about, we talk, right? But it's not that we just blurt out stuff that comes out of freaking nowhere. We intake information, it goes down, like we eat food, blah, blah, blah. And then once we're done with it, it processes back out in a certain way. So when we process information, it goes in through our eyes, heart, down the system to the root chakra, blah, blah. And then when we get it, we gotta express it, so then it comes back out. So before we can even talk, before she even has the energy to talk about it, she gotta feel what she feels. So it's funny how she's looking at the house, the King of Cups. She's like, oh, she literally sounds like Emma Mark. She's like, I've seen it all before. She's like, I know what this is. And it's almost like she maybe felt emotions like this. You might have felt emotions like whatever you're dealing with, or it's like it's not treating you fairly, or it's causing you disruption. It's making you have to fight hard to be determined. You may have felt something like it before, so you get it, you understand it. With that feminine energy, you understand it. You get the depths. It's almost like you understand more depths than they do, and they're still treating it poorly, So it's almost like dealing with a child, but in like not in a negative way. Like it's almost like dealing with a child. It's like it's technically like dealing with a child in the sense where it's like they don't have that depth. So giving it that energy where it's like you're mad at it, it's like almost a waste, almost taking it in vain, because it's like it's not what's meant for the energy, that childlike innocence. But whatever that doesn't understand it, you just gotta let that thing be and grow how it grows. Because then you fighting it is just like you being like looking at a plant after 2 days being like, wow, you're not a full grown tree. And it's like, that's not the process, babe. That thing has its own process. It's not going to happen like that. So that's what's happening. That's what it says. It's like you're just following your process, and you're doing it great, because the Ace of Swords means you're on the right track. You're following your truth. Sorry that I'm so sunny, guys. I can't see the screen, so I hope it doesn't look bad. But she's got her hair tied back in a bun. I'll read these two real quick. So she got her hair tied back in a bun, so she feels like she's trying to get everything out of the way so that she can focus on her environment. And she is the connected lady. She's connected to her environment, her thoughts, her mind. And it's funny. It's a very interesting balance. I realized the other day, because she's connected to her mind, she's connected to her emotions and her spirit, but she got her eyes open, so she's more connected to her physical environment, like how her thoughts, her emotions, and her spirit, how that's affecting her environment. And that's the balance in that. Like, she's got all these thoughts, she's got all these feelings, and she's got this journey to handle, but she's looking at how it affects her externally. The other woman in this deck, she's looking at her external, like she's looking out the window, but she's touching her chest, so she's seeing how her external affects her inside. So that's that balance in that, if you see what I mean. So that's why this woman here is looking at this house. So maybe she's looking at what she thinks, what she thinks, and not what she feels, and what the journey has been, and whatever this King of Cups is, whatever this house is, whatever this journey was with this house and this King of Cups. It could be a person, it could be a place, and it could be, or it could be a thing, or like an object that just was a container for something. Like what a house is, is a storage place for something, for someone, or for time and space, you know what I mean? So it's like something she's looking at, reflecting at. She's looking at it, and she's saying, the way I processed everything, the way I thought about it, the way I saw it, the way I felt, the way the journey actually hit me in my soul, and like what I was moved to do, it's just almost determination. It's like it's making you think. I don't know, it's just making you feel determined to, with pink and yellow, it's making you determined to, if yellow is the brightest one that you can see, and then pink is almost after purple and before red, so it's almost in the darkest section. It's almost like you're trying to contrast the energy. It's like if like you're not trying to fight the energy, but with the feminine aspect, you're trying to fight the energy. Yeah, you're trying to fight it healthily, where you're trying to combat it. It's not fighting. It feels more combat. Where combat feels smarter in a sense, more strategic. Not just surface level, but it's got a plan behind it. It's got depths. It's got twists and turns. It's got plot twists. You know, it's like shit you didn't expect, but it's because you're working. It's an example I can't quite get. It's like it's just basically you're working from the outside. It's like you're controlling a car with a remote control. It's like you can't see the wheel or the gas you're pressing, but you got a little remote control. You got some sort of control, right? And you're able to move from there. You can't be inside the car. You can't be inside your own body to try to fix that heart and mind. But what you can do is you do have some sort of a tool on the outside. Your environment to help you realize and intake it, and then how your tools on the inside, how you work that out. Maybe writing, maybe drawing, maybe speaking, maybe singing, maybe dancing, maybe going outside. You know, how you express, how you get it out. Those tools are what help you realize how it made you feel, so that you can see it in a lighter way almost. But I'll go ahead and read from the thingy, so my phone doesn't die on you guys, because it happens a bunch. But this disruption with the King of Cups in the house, the cup in the house, there's alcohol in that energy for sure. King of Cups. King of Cups number 4. So house is surrounding, secure, and sanctuary, and disruption comes up. So yeah, your sanctuary, your security, your surroundings were disrupted, and that's why the woman is looking in the environment, because your surroundings, she thought a certain way about it before, she felt a certain way about it before, but something's disrupted, so now she's having to rethink it. More of that re-energy, she's having to redo something about it. And 29 is 11, she comes to a 2, so she's having to, with that 2D energy, she's having to understand, differentiate, being pink and yellow being contrasting dark and light. It's something that she's having to see, and with that being feeling, and then pink is also feeling, but if blue is feminine, that's masculine. Pink is in feminine again as well, so it's feeling, but with the pink there, it's mothering, so it's feeling, understanding, empathy, like birth. It's like the way that mothers stand together, because they understand what that pain feels like, very much Amber Mark. So that's why it's dark, there's pain. That's why it's dark, there's pain. But there's love that comes out of that. So with the disruption, so it's like your surroundings, your love, that was disrupted. So it's now you're contrasting, you're thinking about how you've processed your feelings, you know? And the pain that you felt, and how in the future though, with determination, it's like the opposite of pain, the pleasure that you're about to feel that you don't see yet, but you feel it coming. And that's with the woman. That's why it's almost why you're probably releasing a lot of this energy. And getting it through, or talking about it, or expressing it, because you're literally making the space for that yellow positive energy to come through. But let me read the woman. She's 29, female subject. One of them is connected, and one of them is strong. So the other woman is strong because she's looking at her environment and she's seeing how it affects her inside, right? But this woman is connected, so she's looking at her outside. No, she's looking inside to see how it affects her outside. So she's processing and seeing what that does in reflection to the environment. So she's processing, she's thinking, she's connecting to herself. And when she connects to herself, it is the piece that she needs to understand everyone else, you know? Not everyone else, but like it's a piece to understand with that too. Just understand it at a base level. Like, okay, this is what this feels like, you know? She may not understand the personal, like, she may not understand the information, like, she's like, I feel like the lady's like, I don't know what's going on with you personally. I don't know you. I don't know your story. Who says that? That's somebody I know. It's really funny. It's just basically, I don't know this personally, but I've seen it all before. I've literally been through it, so I get what that feels like. And so it's almost like, you know, it's like you get what it feels like. So it's almost like with that 2D, it's like the same thing I was saying earlier. It's like, if you get what that feels like, you then have two choices. You can make someone feel that same way, or you can make someone feel better than how you felt. You can literally like heal someone's inner child, or heal someone in the same way you could heal yourself. Like, you could give someone the healing that you wanted, Like it's funny. It's like you pray, you wish, you ask God, please give me the healing that I would have wanted when I was there, And then God presents you an opportunity with someone, or it's almost, I don't know. God presents you an opportunity to do it, right? It's like, imagine you're that person. God presents you an opportunity. They bring you a person, and then it's like, I don't know. It's like what am I thinking? It's like that nostalgic energy again, where it's like it's like you ask God to heal pain for you that happened to you, and then God presents you an opportunity, and then it's like you give someone that same pain instead of healing it. It's like you do the same thing that was done to you. Hurt people. That sort of, yeah. It's literally here, but 429. That's the last thing I'm saying before the phone dies, because I want to make sure I say everything. What I remember with that, the last family piece of energy is my brother came up in Taurus energy, because he's a Taurus. My brother came up with this really cool day. It's so Taurus energy of him to create something, and then it sticks throughout time. He created a religious thing in our church with the scripture. I believe it's Ephesians 4:29. So go ahead and take a look at that scripture. Basically, he called it Edification Day, and in that scripture, I forget what it's. I think it's something. Be careful of your words, because or something. Your words edify other people, whatever or not. And edify just means to build something up. Checking to make sure it's still alive. Build something up. Build me up, buttercup baby, just to break me down. But yeah, it's supposed to be edifying. Like, it builds people up. It gives it adds more, and almost like the dimensions. It gives you more character, more depth. When you edify someone, I forget the definition, but I'll look it up. Edi is like part of edibles, so eating, value, rich, tasty. I'm thinking of rich, because like I'm thinking of eating and like the word edit, and I don't know if that's correct, but like you eat something, it's either light or it's heavy. So like, I don't know. It's adding weight, adding value. It gives you more strength, more character when someone has built you up, And so I think this is what, and I think it's edification by speech. It talks about in that scripture. So like when you communicate, use that blue energy, it transforms people. It builds them up. It helps them release something about themselves, and it gives them the space to bring in more. So like, you don't understand how much your words are impactful. And it's also Capricorn season, because Capricorn, it's like the magician, like the manifester, and you manifest with your words and your thoughts and ideas, right? So, but I mean, yeah, that's the end goal, but there is a process before that. So before you even have words, before you even manifest, you have to think about something, feel it, understand, like, then feel it deeply, and then bring it back out of you for proper manifestation. So it's funny that 429 comes up, because it's very much so edification. Ephesians 4:29, once again, to speak with edifying words, so that you bring people up instead of breaking them down. And that's no longer hurt people. That is hurt people heal people. So I mean, that's very beautiful, and I like that a lot. I do. I don't want to be here too long forever, because my phone says it's gonna say night night, and it's a really long video. Why are the winter seasons like this? Anyways, I love you guys for sticking through, if you have, and in general, like the video, share it, subscribe. This is a more relaxed video. There's no really structure around it, but I mean, that doesn't change the fact that I do really love you guys and appreciate you, and you guys can see me at my wackiest and at this wacky situation, and still rock with it. I'm still hearing Michael Jackson, I wanna rock with you. So that love is still there for you. That love energy that I was feeling in another video is still there, but this is just a weird situation. And that woman is looking at it, she's thinking about it, she's writing about it, she's speaking about it. She might be speaking about it, because her mouth is closed, but she's looking at it, and what her eyes see, it's like, baby, it's like she understands, she overstands, like, her eye is just crazy. She's doing a lot of work. She's seeing and processing at the same time. It's a lot. It's beautiful. Underneath the deck was the space. Underneath the Lenormand is the key in the cage. You release yourself, 8 of Pentacles, because you're doing hard work. I love it, you guys. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next video. That's really beautiful. Key in the cage is one of my favorite cards. And it's kind of reminding me of scissors now. Cut that player out of your life. Literally. Player, they're like an NPC. They don't got no emotions, bro. They are literally not a character. They're not a main character. And usually I'm like, all characters are important, literally, and I believe that. Even the ensemble. What would the tarot be without the minor arcana? There's no weight or value. The weight and value you put on is personal, right? In that sense. So, if you think to make small characters small, they're small in your brain. But in that sense, it's different. It's very technical. They are literally making themselves small. It's like nothing you're even doing. It's the fact that their energy it's like reverse magic. It's like a gun that backfires on itself. It's like very much so like, not your fault, not your problem. it becomes your problem, but then you can make it not your problem by walking away from it, leaving it. But most importantly, it's just not your fault. It's literally, they just don't know how to drive. They're just not experienced. And I'm gonna end this now, but it's funny because they could be experienced on other levels, maybe passionately, maybe sexually, maybe mentally. They might know how to run a good mental game, but there's something with the magician Capricorn energy here. It's like you have to be thoroughly experienced in everything. You know that if you want to be that magician, be that magician. Don't be that magician who's got like, you know, 2 tools and then it's like, you know what, I can make it work with that. I mean, that's good. That's more so fool energy, you know, making it work with what you got. And even magician can make it work with what they got. But Capricorn magician energy, a little different. Aries magician energy, maybe. Gemini energy, for sure.